What's up guys, Fanatic here, and today in this video I'm going to be doing another Let's Talk Tackle video. This is a little series I have on my channel, and within this upcoming week with winter break, fishing isn't going to be a huge thing. Obviously I'm going to get out and fish a little bit, try to film a little bit, but Let's Talk Tackle is going to be the primary thing. Today I'm filming about 6 videos, so if you watch any of my other videos from here to say the end of January, if I'm wearing the same shirt, that's why, that's why I'm in the same location, that's also why. Anyway, today I'm going to be reviewing a new reel that I got, and that reel is the Abu Garica REVO X, or REVO 4X, or REVO X4. It's the 4th generation of the REVO X. This reel, I've only used it actually one day. I got it 2 days ago, and so far, it's actually been very, very good to me. Everything that I've casted with it, crankbaits and jigs, have been really good to me. Now I bought 2 of these reels. I bought them both in a 6/6 to 1 because I got them real cheap on an eBay website. I got one for cranking and one for jigs and spinnerbaits, just kind of some all-around reels. And the rod I paired one up with is this 13 Fishing Fate Black fishing rod. It's a 7/4 heavy, fast action tip. I've never really used 13 fishing. I've never really used anything 13 fishing at all, especially the rods. And from so far what I can see, this Fate Chrome is what it is, not Fate Black, is performing real well. It's graphite rod, 7/4, multiple guides, kind of small guides too, so it's pretty sensitive. They're not quite micro guides, which is what I like. I don't like to have micro guides because they break easily, but I do like to have smaller guides because they are going to be more sensitive that way. This rod's for another video though, so I'll leave that over there for now. Don't fall. Oh wait, it's gonna hit the fan. It's gonna hit the fan. Oh, fan's off. It's not gonna hit the fan. The fan's off. Anyway, yeah, this reel, let's get right into it. So opening up the box, you obviously get the reel, which is right here, all black, really good looking. Giant handle, just like my Corrado K. Yeah, it looks really good actually. Right now I have 15-pound fluorocarbon on here. Probably throw 15 to 20 mostly on this reel. My cranking setup though, I'll probably have 10 to 15, but I'm okay cranking with 15, but I'm really more comfortable fishing a jig, especially on rocks, with 15 to 20, sometimes 17-pound, but that's not always needed. So you get this little thing. It is lube for reels, and it's really small. They give you about just enough for they're gonna say you need to lube the worm gear. You really don't lube worm gears. You're supposed to put reel grease, stuff like that on them. Just cause, see, like this, as I look at it, the factory lube is already like kind of scraping, messing up the worm gear a little bit. That's why you put reel grease and stuff on it like that. So yeah, this is the 4th generation REVO X. This one is in a 6/6 to 1. It has 8 ball bearings. It weighs 7.9 ounces. It can hold 145 yards of 12-pound line. And this is one of the real big reasons why I really like this reel, and I really am going to buy more of these. Well, one, the price point, it only comes in at $100, which is really cheap. If this reel was marked down for $200, and that was the actual like MSRP of it, then I would totally buy it for $200, especially with what I've seen so far. I would pay up for $200 for it. $250 pushing it. If I were to pay $250 for a reel, I'd buy another Corrado DC just because that reel can cast lighter baits better, but this one can cast heavy baits super, super far. When it comes to heavy baits, this reel could honestly give my Corrado DC a run for its money, and that is saying something, especially for a $100 reel. The Corrado DC costs $250, so that's a $150 difference, and that's crazy. Lighter baits, this reel is definitely on the lower 99%. It does not cast that very well. Another thing while I got this reel is the 18 pounds max drag. That is a lot of drag. That is like, most Shimano Corrados have 11 pounds max drag, and you think that's a lot. Try winching a fish out of the brush with 11 pounds max drag. It can really struggle sometimes, especially using like 65 to 80-pound braid. This 18-pound max drag is really going to perform at places like that. This one probably won't be the best for this exact reel because it's a slower gear ratio when it comes to flipping heavy wood. I like to have like a 7/1 up. 6/4 or 6/6, which is what this is, will also work very well. But if you're fishing a turn or something, you want to get those fish in the boat as fast as you can. That's when you use like a higher gear ratio. But this one is still not a low gear ratio, and it's really good. Can I just take a second to talk about the wrapping or the box of this reel. It looks sick, dude. You see like all this stuff. I don't know if it'll focus on there. See all that? That looks really cool. You can see the reel in there. Then you have the Abu logo. So I want to put this right over there. That was cool. I was thinking about as I threw it, I was gonna like edit it to where like I set it up like right here, but I don't even have to because it stayed. Let's get back to the aspects of the reel. It's made of, I don't actually know what it's made out of. Let me get some specs online here. Okay, so this reel has 6 bearings plus 1 roller bearing, so total it has 7 bearings. I can't do math, I guess, I don't know. The 6 bearings in this, casting bearings, are stainless steel, so they're corrosion resistant, rust resistant. I guess you can take that as you can fish this reel in salt water. Obviously treating it very well after you're done fishing it in salt water, meaning rinsing it off with fresh water or taking it out and cleaning everything, but it's just easier to rinse everything off than clean it once you get home. So this is a reel that is paired up with the MagTrax brake system. Basically, I don't know what that means. I'm pretty sure they're talking about the magnetic brakes on the side here. As we're talking about the side plate, I just want to mention how freaking accessible this little side plate is to open. So I don't know if you can see this here. I'm going to show you an up-close shot right here if this isn't focusing. But you see that little open thing that says right there? Basically, you just slide that to the, it would be your kind of forward. You slide it forward, and that thing will just pop right off. That's awesome. I haven't popped it off while I'm fishing yet. I've only fished it for a day, but I did fish for about 8 hours yesterday, and I had no complaints with this reel at all. Actually, I did have one complaint, but I don't think that's with the reel itself. I think it's a factory issue that was made when the reel was being made or something like that. So as you can see, this reel is kind of constructed like every other reel in the world. You can see the button as I press it down, the engage the spool. I want to take a second to look at these magnetic brakes. This is something I don't see a lot, so I believe it has 5 magnetic brakes, and then on the other side, it kind of like mimics it, but with no brakes. I've never seen that in a reel before, and I wonder what that does. I'm not really sure. Another thing is the bearing inside these brakes, I can tell, is very large because this side plate sticks out a whole lot farther than any other reel I've ever owned, which isn't a big problem. If anything, I like it more because I can have more grip on the reel because I have pretty decent sized hands, and this reel fits in my palms real easy, as you can see, so it's perfect. It says here in Tackle Warehouse, this is obviously an advertisement for Abu Garica on here, but it's made to handle big fish, and I can kind of see that with the oversized handle. Actually, I have my Crowd OK here. I don't know if you remember from a video, I believe it was my second Let's Talk Tackle video in this series. I made a comment on how big the freaking handle was and how I can just imagine winching fish out. Let me go get that and I'm going to compare the handle sizes. Don't acknowledge the umbrella rig, but we're going to compare these handle sizes here. And wow, that is crazy. So the REVO X, obviously, I don't think it's quite as big, but it's very close to being as big as that Crowd OK handle. And that's saying something, because that Crowd OK handle is big. Like, it's real big. It's a 151 size reel right there, and this is, I believe, 150, so that's saying a lot. So you can get this reel in anywhere from a 5.4 to 1 to a 7.3 to 1. That's a lot. On Tackle Warehouse, it's $100. So I'm just looking at the reviews here, and they're commenting about the handle, the nut screw coming off of it. And as you see there, mine is scraped up. That's because when I was on the water yesterday, I got a little backlash. Little meaning I had to respool my reel right there on the water, which is really scary. If you've ever done that, I don't recommend it, especially with a 1,000-yard spool. That thing goes in the water, you're pulling that up for a long time. Anyway, that's beside the point. I put my reel down to go get my spool in line, and I set it down not too hard. No, I didn't set it down light because I was mad, but I set it down, I didn't drop it, but I put it down, and I picked it back up, and this handle was moving like there was no tomorrow. It was partying like it was 1999. This thing was still moving, and I was like, okay, well maybe I'll tighten it. So I grabbed some pliers, and I'm like, I'm working on it. It's not moving at all. I'm like, okay, well this is tightened up. So basically what I had to end up doing is unscrewing this little screw right here, taking the whole handle off, fixing, like tightening down the drag all the way, putting the springs back in, and then I had to tighten it back up. And that's why this little screw is scraped up. Now, that doesn't affect the quality of the reel at all. It just makes it look, it has some character, and I kind of like that now. It actually, if anything, looks better than before. But that's my really only downside with this reel. One of the very, very high up upsides, if that makes any sense, is the little, you hear that? Here. You hear that? Or this? Is the clicking. This reel clicks, and I love that. Now, not when you're reeling it, it doesn't click, but the star drag clicks, the spool tension clicks, and the magnetic brakes, obviously, click, like any other reel. Anyway, I don't know, that's just something I really like. Also, this reel's pretty quiet when you engage it and disengage it. Listen. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to read you a few reviews here on Tackle Warehouse, and we're just going to play it by ear. We're going to read some reviews here. Screenshot, so I can put that in the video right here. Best bang for the buck. This will outcast any $100 reel you have in your rod/reel arsenal. Don't hesitate to buy. Paired up with my 7.8 Heavy Phoenix M1. Great combo to punch you. Cali Delta. Great combo to punch. So, basically what that's saying is this reel is pretty good, especially with the 18 pounds max drag. That's gonna, woo! Just got this reel today. I have to say I'm very pleased. Extremely smooth, and I love the enlarged handles. So do I. Dan, I love them too. Handle medium pike and a few 3-pound smallmouth. I don't know where you live, but I really want to live there. With ease. I will be using this mainly for spinnerbaits. I'm excited to see how this reel will last. Tight lines. Well, I'll leave you on that right there. I am excited to see how this reel will last. I hope you're going to be on the journey with me as I use this reel until it dies, which will probably be a very long time. Dan, what do you say? Dan says tight lines. Wow, this is a really cringy outro. See ya.